My name's Scott. I look after the data recruiting here at Canva. Canva is a browser-based design platform that allows you to create beautiful designs with little to no effort. And as I mentioned, look after the data hiring here. So that's across machine learning, analytics engineering, as well as data and product analytics. We had a high volume of applicant flow with, I would say, a fair amount of potential for bias, particularly recruiter bias. We had a high target that we needed to hit from a hiring perspective. I always have a bit of FOMO, so there's always this anxiety that you're going to say no to the next someone who's a genius, and you say no because they worked at a company that's not recognizable. So the volume also just scares people. So by nature, it's intimidating. So to make it a bit more streamlined, we were looking to automate some level of assessment with a quality bar that we trusted. Wanted to try and dig out the diamonds in the rough and ensure that we weren't missing good candidates because they, didn't necessarily work for tech companies or hadn't had the exact experience that we thought we needed. Originally, the conversation went something along the lines of, how would you like to assess at scale? And Alooba was brought up as a potential option. We trialed a few other tools and found Alooba to be the most efficient for what we needed off the shelf. And Alooba was able to tackle the high volume focus particularly, but also mean that we weren't just rejecting people based on human bias. It was the best service for what we needed. The leadership team appreciated that it could be valuable. So they were engaged and supported choosing some questions and kind of correlating it. The business feels more confident when they're receiving either take-home tasks or having their first round of technical interviews. Before, it was more of a gated, do they tick the boxes? Do they say the right things in a conversation? This is, they have passed a technical bar, so there's a higher level of confidence of people coming through. It's brought about a higher conversion rate and also a level of technical ability of candidates passing through. It certainly meant that where there were people that potentially we needed to talk to, that would cause our lead times to be extended. Candidates were sitting in the pipeline for 2 or 3 weeks before we were able to get to them. And so it reduced that friction. I think it increased our candidate engagement point from that early stage. The quality bar or the less frogs needing to be kissed is probably the key aspect there. So it is hard to measure that output as an hours spent, but the quality bar, meaning that the conversion rate is better, is probably the measure that's most impactful. Quality piece in terms of those conversion rates from top of funnel through got slightly better overall. Alooba supports both speed and quality. I certainly think that the speed to market / return to candidate is a competitive advantage. Candidates tend to understand where they failed, and as long as they can appreciate why they didn't pass, it's a mostly positive experience, even if a negative result, and they also understand what they can improve to come back and revisit. The engagement with the team at Alooba has been really great. I think that it's gained good traction and it's going well. It's certainly part of the workflow that we want to retain.